it going? How's it going? I'm just gonna find just gotta try to find oh no. Dark fantasy simple. Yep, here we go. Nah. I'm trying to find something that's cool. No, how about this one? No, we're gonna be here for more than an hour. Oh. Well, let's get started. Before we start, okay, so we're gonna start off with some thorns and roses, right? So, one thorn is that I recently uploaded a short, and it has oh, Madarasavi immediately. Okay, how's it going, man? How's it going? I'm doing personally good. What is up with you, my man? All right, so one thorn is that you know, one thorn is that essentially I uploaded a short, got 2 views, which, I mean, fair enough. They're gonna be duds. You were decorating your sketchbook during school today. Your collage is almost finished. Alright, sounds cool. Post it up on the Discord. By the way, Adara, have you seen Ryan's new post in the Discord? Dude, that's amazing. I like how he rendered the villain, like the villains in like the in his comic. It's really cool. Like I'm serious. Like, you should see it. Also, before I start, I need to put this. Take the link. Christ Almighty, that is so good. Put that over here, right? And then put that in here. Yeah, that was so sick. Jesus Christ, that's amazing. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, like, kind of reminds me of Mobius in, like, with the how he renders stuff, like the stuff that you see in, like, bande dessinée, like French comic books. Yeah, I'd love to have another chat with him. I mean, granted, work's gonna start up again, but like, who knows? Maybe, like, we could chat during the weekends. That could be cool. So right now, I'm gonna start off with doing just some concepts for the good doctor over here. It's not exactly what I'd like to not exactly what I don't know. It doesn't have to be rendered to death, but at the same time, I feel like there should be some more, you know, should be some more. I don't know, finesse. Right now, I feel a bit, unskilled. You send a drawing of Solid Snake that you made today on Discord. Okay, let's see it then. Probably in works in progress or something. Well, probably in like finished pieces. Kept you waiting, huh? So cool. Kept you waiting, huh? He always has that, that stupid action hero voice. Just give me a second. It's always so annoying that I can't access old chat rooms in old chat replays in some videos. I just wanna. Okay, here it is. Hello. This is just what needs to be done for every stream that I make. Hello. Me here. And then take the Instagram link. Put that in there. There you go. And then pin it. Alright. Also, Madara, just, if you could just like the video. Thank you, Taka. And now on to the, onto the show. Okay, so, one good, there's also like it's also another thing. Alright, roses and thorns. So, one thorn is that, I made a short today, got 2 views, lame, especially since I made shorts that got way more view-wise. So it's like, it's like, come on, what the frick, man, come on. And, one rose is that we are 5 subs away from 50. And when we reach 50, that's when we reach 100. And when we reach 100, that's when we're going in for the long haul. Just gonna go in and just shoot for 1,000. Now, 1,000's a long road, seeing as how it took me a while just to get to 100. But if I could just get to 1,000, then I'll be able to, do cool stuff like Ryan does. Like say, make a book, put it on Kickstarter. Kickstarting a book with the algorithm be a cruel mistress, but we can't control that. One thing we can't control, fundamentals and practicing. And have you been doing that lately? Fundamentals. Have you studied? Have you read from the holy book, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and John Buscema? Because, you know, it would do you some good. Okay, okay. Well, the salt snake drawing, a solid snake drawing with. Okay, okay. But practicing, you know, you gotta practice. You gotta practice. If you want more traction on Reddit, it helps if your fundamentals are down. You know, technical mastery. You know, people are attracted to skill and competency. If you are, I'm not saying you're incompetent. I'm not saying, you know, that you have no skill. You obviously do. But you need to develop it, hone it, you know? See, it's like a sword, you know? For a sword to be viable in any battlefield, you essentially have to. Oh, okay, okay. To be honest, I don't really care about my reception on Reddit. I really post on my account as much as I do, since as much as I used to have since having Discord. For me, it's not like it used to be. I mean, even on Discord, you know? Even on Discord, then you gotta, you know, grind it out. You know, show your improvement. Show thine improvement. And for tonight's stream, I don't know, I might, something cool might happen. Where, like, so, something cool might happen, right? Basically, I figured out that you don't need 50 subs to stream from your phone anymore, which is great. So, tonight, I'm going to do a stream traditionally. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be like Kim Jong-gi, you know? It's gonna be great. Post that up. Setting up the thing right now as we speak. I really think you guys will like what's gonna, you know, what's going to happen tonight. It's really cool. Other than that, you know, everything's quiet on the Western Front. Also, I'm gonna have to 45. You know, might be a stupid thing to ask for, especially like, you know, how small everything is, but it'd be super cool. I'm excited to see that, not gonna lie. Alright. That's awesome. That is awesome. It's going to happen later tonight. It's gonna be great. I'm serious. Or my name isn't Jacobo Emiliano El Pozo Jr. Some nibs for your stylus? Well, that's great. I mean, if you're gonna go for digital art, I mean, like, be sure that, put yourself in a position where you can draw well. You know? No matter where you are, like really, I highly recommend How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by John Buscema and Stan Lee. Like, that book, I'm serious. It is. It's a huge help. It is, quite frankly, like an amazing book for beginners who want to start off learning how to draw. I mean, I'm serious. That is an amazing book. You have it in your library. Yeah, it's great. And honestly, if I were you, I'd use it. I would use it. You know, I would use it. It is indispensable if you want to learn how to draw. Indispensable. You have such amazing sauce. You have such amazing, you know. It's like you have amazing, you know. Have such an amazing, like, resource. And to not use it would be wild. Well, it's great. What's the feedback that you got? Is Strong actually got on YouTube video? Oh yeah, I have my stuff on YouTube, featured on YouTube too. Little podcast by the name of Adam and Sitch. Not a big channel. It was a big channel in the intellectual space. Used to have this. It used to be the Jordan Peterson Defense Force, if you could believe it. Sad. What happened to that, man? Anyway, this is, I don't know. I'm gonna have to basically study rendering people in suits, because this is just wild. This is wild, dude. And I need to study people in suits. Because this is not Kino. As my coworker would say, I'm not jacking it. Oh, man. I am not jacking it one bit. One bit. Not one bit. Okay. Hopefully I'll get actual photos, not AI. Oh, okay. A lot of people enjoyed your colors, man. I'm a coward when it comes to colors. I don't know. I'm scared. I really gotta brush up on color theory. Man. Color theory. That is scary. So scary. So terrifying. Things are super slow today. Okay. Yeah. Decent colors. I mean, kind of like, kind of like the sketchiness of it all. It kind of captures the chaotic, the chaoticness of that comes with being Carnage, the chaos, because Carnage is a psychopath, serial killer, It's really good. Also, kind of looking at this, I feel like my edging needs work. But that doesn't matter. I'm not going to come back to this. I'll come back to this. Something that I need to work on to show to the nice people at Lightbox. If only my badge would come. First time you ever drew Carnage. Man. I remember the first time I drew Carnage, I was like 13. Actually, no, I think I was like 11. I just got introduced to Maximum Carnage. It was a game in the 90s. The side scroll beat 'em up. You could swing. You could play as Venom, I think. Or no, I think you just played Spider-Man. I think the lamest part about that side scroll beat 'em up is that it was insanely hard, and it's like basically if you lost, like, you know, you had to start all over again, and it's like there were no save points, which sucked. And it's like, come on, dude, that's so lame. I had to start all the way over again. Imagine that you're on a side scroll beat 'em up, and essentially you're making your way. You're almost like you're like making some good progress, and then some BS happens, and then you have to start all over again. Like, wouldn't that just be a nightmare? Just a nightmare. Man, Jesus Christ. It's like no saves, nothing. You're just cooked. That's how video games are. That's how. Hmm. It's honestly really good for my first time trying the character. I would love to draw Carnage again. I think the only reason why I drew Carnage so well for my first time was because I was so adopted. Used to with drawing Venom, I would either draw him or some friends. One time, or my best friend's dad, he loves Venom drawing. I made him for him. The one time I drew Venom on a sketchbook, which was really fun, especially when I gave Venom the Marvel's Capcom Blue Color Scheme. Marvel's Capcom Venom was the cool Venom. I liked his blue color scheme. It was excuse me. It really made Venom pop. It really made him look cool. When I saw him, I was like, "Whoa, it's so cool! No way!" Blew my 7-year-old mind. I think funny story. I kind of one time on a school trip, you know, I was at an arcade, and basically I was playing like all types of video games, and you know, that's when I saw this Marvel's Capcom machine, and you know, I blew almost all of it, almost all my my all my tokens on Marvel's Capcom, and essentially, there I asked another kid, it's like, "Hey, can I use your tokens to play Marvel's Capcom?" And then it became a huge problem. I don't know, and my mom had to talk to me because of that for some reason. It's like I just wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom, dude. I don't really think it's such an awesome game. Also, you know what? I think it really should be on me. I think arcades are kind of lame. Like, why do I need to use tokens? It's 2009. At this point, it's like this form of like this is going to be obsolete anyway. You know, just let me play the game again. Why do I have to get more tokens? Lame. But yeah. I really hope that it's like they would come out with seems fair. I really hope that they would come out with like a report of the old Marvel vs. Capcom games. That'd be super dope. That'd be amazingly dope. I also loved the silhouettes that the artist, used, and quite frankly, like what they've done with the character designs in Marvel vs. Capcom, like it's like I feel like a lot. I don't know. It's so eye catching and cool. And I feel like that isn't common in, I think, American comics. Lack of energy, low T, lack of energy. What's going on here, buddy? Come on. You're streaming. Come on. Alright. Let's just finish off the hair. Maybe if I could just the edges need to be refined, obviously. You know what? Okay, here's something that I'm gonna do. So this is group 2, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna I'm going to duplicate this group, right? And then hide this, and then layer, merge it, right? Screw it. And then take this, maybe it's the I keep on giving him slumped shoulders. Should that even work? Also, let's just paint that out. This is going to be the ugliest, muddiest thing I've ever seen, but hey, when it comes to concept work, when it comes to painting or anything in general, you have to suck at it really bad first before you you ever have any hope of becoming good like Wes Burt or Nubovic or Dave Raposo. So I have to suck. I have to suck. I have no choice. I have to be ass. No matter how much it pains me. Bro's cooking, keep that up. What character do you like that you think I've never drawn, but you think I would draw them pretty awesome looking, or maybe it's a character who I've already drawn? I don't know. That's a weirdly structured question, but you know what? All right, a character that I like that I don't really think you've ever even drawn is his name is Conan the Barbarian. I think. No. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian. Like, I kind of like him as a character, the idea of him. I don't really think you've drawn him. Basically, Conan the Barbarian is at this point very iconic. He was made by Robert E. Howard, and he is essentially in a lot of pulp, dark fantasy stuff. He's basically just like a nude, a half-naked buff man, basically swinging around a sword. He's fighting wizards. He's killing dragons. He's saving hot chicks from being sacrificed at altars of cults. He's pretty cool, pretty badass, and I don't really think you've drawn him. I haven't seen a Conan picture of you, from you. So, and I don't know. I feel like you knock it out of the park because, well, it's like he's very simple to draw. I mean, like, everyone's drawn him, Frank Rosetta's drawn him, John Buscema, just a lot of people have drawn him. So, Madara, at the end of the stream, or, you can do it right now. Yeah, no, do it. Grab it, like, you're not still in school, right? Like, here's what one thing you could do. Just take a paper. Draw him. Draw the Cimmerian. He could be doing anything. He could be like, killing a wizard, fighting a snake. He could be, he could have like, he probably making his hair would be so fun. Yes, it would. It would be fun. All you have to do is just think about, honestly, it's kind of stupid, but I would model his hair out of, say, I don't know, stupid, but the glam rockers of the 80s. Like, just giant, like, big, curly hair that's, unkempt. That would, speak to the fertility of his character. Like, Conan's basically, he's like a hyper-masculine force. He can't be controlled or tamed. So it's like something in the or like a force of brute strength, something in that in that characterization, something like that. You're racist towards wizards? In Skyrim? Okay. Yeah, no, that'd be fun, just... Have like Conan just bully a wizard. Give a wizard a wedgie. It's like, yeah, sup nerd. You need magic to be awesome. Look at this. Just flexes a bicep. Yeah. I don't have to use lame incantations to slay dragons. I just do it on my own. You're over here trying to charm bar wenches with your magic. Meanwhile, I've been getting freebies for like the past 5 years. Get like me, nerd. Get some get some crom in your life. See, for me personally, I would think of John Conan here, some kind of something like John Buscema, a mix of Barry Windsor Smith. I don't mean to be kind of like I don't know. Are you do you have dyslexia of some sort? Because if that's the case, then you know you know, because sometimes, you know, it's, you know, and this is not me like going against your engagement. Like I'm glad you're engaging with me. Like no one comes here at all. But sometimes you type stuff and it's hard for me to understand a little bit. Madara. See, for me personally, I would kind of draw Conan here, kind of something like John Buscema. Is that what you're saying? You would like to draw Conan in the style that it's a mixture of John Buscema and Barry Windsor Smith? Because if that's the case, then go right ahead. I'd love to see that, man. That is a badass combination. I cannot understand. I'm typing up the time. Yeah, I need to work on that. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you have a learning disability? Oh, okay, okay, okay. No, no, like that makes. Okay, yes, yes, yes. I have. It's difficult for me to type things, to be honest, but I honestly hate typing. But I like chatting with you. Oh, thanks, man. You know. All right. Yeah, no, I've had a learning disability as well. You know, it's like, as you know, I think I was diagnosed when I was a kid. Hey, don't be insecure about that, man. Don't be insecure about that. All right. You learn at your own pace. You learn at your own pace. It's a marathon, not a race. It's a marathon. Now I'm just, I didn't mean to be insensitive, because sometimes like you type things and I honestly don't understand what you're saying sometimes. If I was being insensitive, then I sincerely apologize about that, and I should really learn to, you know, learn to be better about this. Sometimes I say stuff and it gets me in a lot of trouble. It really does. And I offend people that I didn't mean to offend. You know, I am, like, it's no excuse, but I am on the spectrum. I was diagnosed when I was a child, you know, and I think I've had to essentially be in special ed classes, and I've had to have paraprofessionals follow me around just to make sure I was paying attention. it is what it is. I'm just happy that you understand. Okay, okay, no, it's understandable. It's understandable. Who am I to judge? Of course, of course. Boy, this is gobble garbage. 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 C'est garbage. Mon Dieu. Qu'est-ce que vous dessinez? C'est garbage. You know, yeah, I should get used to this. No one comes anyways. A while ago, I bought myself a notebook to write all my story ideas and write things about media that I liked after a while. I just couldn't have the concentration to write in that notebook. I mean, I wish I had the conversation to work on again. Make some story ideas that actually make sense to me. Like my Power Rangers Warhammer inspired universe. Power Rangers and Warhammer. That's an interesting combination. That sounds, that kind of. And then again, if you think about it, the Primarchs are kind of Power Rangers, right? You know, Lucan is green, Gilliman is blue, the Blue Ranger. Corvus is black, I think, the Black Ranger. Corvus Clave. Who else? Who else would be like a Power Ranger? Who else is a Primarch? Angron, Red. I think, then again, hold on. I don't know, it's like, some of the Primarchs share colors. Like, for example, the, like, Sanguinius. Like, Sanguinius is, like, he's kind of like a vampiric Primarch. He has like a, like his entire chapter is essentially just like they're vampires. They drink blood. But yet Angron is basically kind of like like a Primarch that's like that's like more like rage. Man. I mean, interesting idea. Also, I don't know, I think Warhammer, it's like, Warhammer is a very like, shit. Okay, Warhammer is a very interesting universe because essentially it's like, in Warhammer, everyone's a villain. Everyone is the bad guy. Like, there are no good guys in the Warhammer universe. guys. So at this point, wouldn't it start with him kind of like taking over the world, and then over time, a Rita Repulsa-like character would come in, and then it's like, hey, you can't do that. You can't subjugate these people. It's our job. And then they just start fighting, and then of course they'd start like drafting innocent people to fight, like in a very like a very impossible war between like deadly aliens. And over time, like, wouldn't Zordon kind of like be? Wouldn't they have made a religion around Zordon? And Zordon's kind of like, no, don't worship me. And then it's like, you literally turned us into like, basically like superhuman soldiers. You're a floating head. You literally gave like one of our forces angel wings. So yeah, no, we're gonna worship you. Like something like that. I don't know. But that's just, it's your idea, bro. It's your ball. Oh boy. And I hate the internet sometimes. I'm on live. I keep on looking at the people watching, and it just goes up and down and up and down. It's like bipolar. You're doing great. You're doing awful. You're doing great. No one cares. You're doing great. God, how can anyone deal with this? How can anyone deal with this? The sliding back and forth of numbers. Your viewers are off the chain. And no one cares. You're insignificant. Your parents are proud of you. You're adopted. I have no energy when it comes to, making stuff like this. I don't know why. It's just not. It's not. This shit's just not happening for me, dog. I don't know why. The vibes are off. Starting to resent this project. Okay, so one thing. Maybe it's like maybe it's the music, bro. It's putting me to sleep. Then again, I'd put this music on just to sleep. So I don't know why I'm putting this on. How about no. What? Nope, it's copyrighted. Can't use it. Oh, okay. Better. Gotta work out these edges. Okay, so the Rex King Ranger is the first Ranger. He's basically like the Emperor for my Power Rangers 40K inspired universe. That's pretty cool. So it's like okay, that's a cool idea, but like okay, so basically wasn't the Emperor like okay, so he was a very mysterious figure, and essentially he was around for like thousands of years. And he kind of spearheaded the progress of mankind. So, like, Rex King, like, wouldn't he be like, or he would be like, I think, he would have been around like from like I think like thousands of years ago, and maybe he could have like used the Ranger technology to essentially like spearhead the progress of mankind, right? That could be cool. want the Rex King of fucking caveman times in an asterisk. Ship falls down to Earth, and man with no name, what I think he Rex King. Okay. Oh, that'd be cool. But at that point, you know. No, I feel like here's what you would do. Here's what I would do. Like at first, you know, have Rex King, then essentially, in his many conquests, he'd have like sons, and the sons would inherit the titles of Power Rangers, or Primarchs, or whatever, and essentially over time, like of course Rex King is a terrible father, and through his neglect, one of the boys would fall to essentially the aliens, or basically the Rita Repulsa equivalent. He gets seduced by that, and then fall to Chaos, or the enemy. And then, of course, the Horus Heresy was instrumental, seeing as how it caused that. It was after that, after the Chaos, I don't know, after the Heresy, the Imperium of Man was never the same. Like, quite frankly, it changed for the worse. So, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with that today? Give me a second, I need to. I don't know what's with me today. Lack of energy. Yeah, I thought like I work 10 hours. I work 10-hour shifts throughout the summer, but for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's the project, maybe it's my attitude, maybe it's my lack of exercise, but I'm just out of it today. I apologize. After the Heresy, quite frankly, the Imperium of Man was never the same. And quite frankly, it wasn't just one person wasn't just the problem. Although Horus did do and everything. Like a lot of Primarchs, not a lot of Primarchs, but some sided with them. One being Angron, Pertura. Yeah, of course.
It's not mixed mash. I think I mean, it could kind of make. I feel like maybe don't go for Loki. Try Rex King, whoever the emperor figurehead of your story is. Have him be charismatic. I mean, like Rex King. Like obviously that sounds insanely like, you know, it's like he sounds very charismatic as a figure. He's like Caesar or Alexander the Great, or essentially have him be like this, or like that, where essentially like he's this great warrior, great general, you know, respected king. I can't stop winning, and essentially instead, like, you know, his downfall was essentially his arrogance. Like he thinks that nothing, like he's the type of guy to think that his like excrement doesn't stink, and that causes him to overlook basically factors that are working against him because he thinks that they're inconsequential. That'd be also interesting.
I think right now you're focused on a bit too much of world building. I mean, yeah, that's what I said. The emperor figure. I'm not, you know. The emperor figure is Rex King. That's what I'm talking about, Rex. Have him be arrogant, you know? Have him be like Doctor Doom. You know? The biggest sin that you could do to Rex King is making him doubt himself. Yeah, just, you know, you start off with essentially a story about Rex King essentially creating a kingdom. Like, for example, he is a like, I don't know, you are tempted to like start this at caveman times, which fair enough, but I feel like one cool thing you could do is you start this off at Roman times, right? And essentially Rex King, Rex is a so essentially Rex could be essentially kind of like a nameless like gladiator that is forced to fight for the entertainment of like a Greek or Roman Colosseum, and then, you know, over time he manages to escape slavery, and then he comes across this ancient but very powerful alien technology that takes him in, puts him in a cocoon, and essentially he's put through this transformation, or essentially his evolution his biology, his strength is just enhanced by a lot, and then he comes out essentially like almost kind of like almost like a perfect human being, and then he comes back, and he doesn't come back. He at first goes around as kind of like a barbarian, and then he raises an army big enough to overthrow the empire that enslaved him, and then bada bing, bada boom. That's how he starts. That could be cool. And then, of course, you see this gradual arc of him essentially conquering rival empires, and him growing growing in influence, and him collecting concubines and stuff like that. Okay. I mean, I don't know. You could still have that. You still have that, right? No, ancient human civilization, you still have like gladiatorial combat.
I mean, there are multiple ranger teams? Okay. Well, if that's the case, I think you should. I really think you should essentially. I really think you should write down a synopsis, or write down like a rundown of what happens in your story, because the Warhammer Power Rangers idea sounds really cool, but at the end of the day, talking about it to me in a live stream isn't gonna help it come to life. You're gonna have to basically write it down, and you're gonna have to essentially write down your idea, try and make it as concise and understandable as possible, bounce it off of different people, and keep on building, and then even in the midst of all that, you're gonna have to essentially make the comic. So, though the Warhammer Power Rangers idea sounds pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, this fruity, goddamn suit. I don't even know why. I don't know why people are so. Frankenstein's not the scientist, he's the monster's the scientist. Yeah. Boring ass scientist.
valid. In the end, you gotta do it. You can just talk about the, yeah, no, do it. Talk about it, like essentially, like make a log line, do your best to make it as concise as you possibly can, and then bounce it off of people. See if it's good. See if there's things that need to be tweaked here and there. Kill your darlings. Not everything's going to make it in the final product. You might find one idea pretty cool, but then you realize, oh no, it doesn't fit in with what I'm trying to accomplish with the story, so I have to cut it out. Oh, it's a shame. You're gonna have to, do stuff like that when it comes to storytelling, and that's something that you're going to have to contend with. And it's going to be really challenging, especially with the disability that you have. But you do it anyway. Like for example, like streaming, it's pretty hard. Barely anyone shows up to my stuff. I'm not having any particular fun, Quite frankly, I'm doing this to keep myself accountable, so that way I won't slack on this Dr. Frankenstein concept project that I'm forcing myself to do. This is
quite frankly, the most boring thing I've ever had to draw. I mean, there's only so many times I could draw 16th century suits and a depressed white guy with sideburns on him. But this is Frankenstein, and I have to do it because this is going to be a portfolio piece that I am going to show to people at Lightbox.
This is boring, but it's not a fun game. It's about discipline and showing up even when you don't want to. And there are going to be days where working on that Warhammer Power Ranger project is going to be so boring or so bleh, but you're going to have to do it, even if it blows. I'm gonna have to stream myself, even if it blows, because that's what life is, Life is slow. Success is slow. Give me a second though.
I don't know what's wrong with my legs.
Okay, you're right. Okay, I was talking about you going to Warhammer. We had a good chat about it actually. All right, it's good. It's really good. It's awesome.
Well, keep working on it and bounce ideas off your Warhammer club, dude. And try not to make your Power Rangers look so much like Space Marines. Because at that point, that'd be copyright infringement. experiment with when you're designing them. Experiment with different shape languages.
You know, really work at it. All right. Do I ditch it? Do I call it quits because I'm bored, or do I finish it? Come on, you gotta finish it. So boring. Okay. Oh. Okay. Obviously, with this technology, they're going to be revered as some sort of god, so that could be an interesting thing to play with. How about you're essentially doing with your like a cool version, of a Greek pantheon, right? That'd be pretty cool. Well. Well, we're going to keep on swimming. We're going to finish the pant leg and put in an arm, and that is our second variation, and then we're done. So let's get to it. Let's get grooving. Sub 7 up. Regency, yes. was fun chatting with you too. Yeah, I'm gonna go too. Just not feeling this. Just not feeling this. I don't know what's with this thing. Yeah, I need to study. I need to study more with this. How I need to study how how clothing folds, because this is just ridiculous. Well, this is a stream. Hope you enjoyed.